Hi, I'm Nicole Whipp. So how does self-awareness connect to leadership, to innovation, to teamwork, and to your greatest competitive advantage? What does self-awareness have to do with all of it? Well, the fact of the matter is it has a lot to do with it. This is video number 3 in my series about your greatest competitive advantage, you. So if you haven't watched the other 2 videos, make sure you go back and do that now, and then come back to this one. This is Healthy Success 101, where smart success is without the burnout and overwhelm. Okay, so the different types of self-awareness and how they're your competitive advantage. So I was reading a study the other day, and the study said that if I said to this group, if I asked you guys, who in here thinks that they're a better than average driver? All right? And so generally, and I'm not asking you to necessarily raise your hand, but if I did ask you to raise your hand, typically what will happen in any group of adults, especially professional adults like yourselves, is that more than 50% of the group will raise their hand. And this is true no matter where you go. And I thought, how interesting, right? Because similarly, if I ask each one of you, how self-aware do you think you are? Do you think you're above average in self-awareness compared to other people? The answer most of you will probably give me is, yeah, you know, I'm good. I'm self-aware, right? And so, but the reality is, you know, statistically, we can't all be above average, right? So we can't all be above average drivers, and we can't all be above average in self-awareness. And even more importantly, there's some recent research, Harvard Business Review published it just a couple months ago, and this research stated that less than 15% of us are actually truly self-aware in the ways that will give us an advantage. And that's the crux here, because you can be self-aware, but is your level of self-awareness giving you an advantage in business, in your career, and in your life? So, all right, so if you're still the person that's like, yeah, whatever, Nicole, I'm so self-aware. Okay, if you're that person, okay, that's fine. But keep in mind that these concepts also have great application as a business leader, as which each one of you are, to your team and to your clients. So you can apply what I'm about to talk to you about to these other groups of people, even if you feel they don't necessarily apply to you. But I'm going to ask you to consider that you might be not one of the 15%, right? All right, so there's 2 types of self-awareness, according to this study, internal and external. So internal self-awareness, isn't that awesome? How do we see ourselves? How do you see yourself? And then external self-awareness is, how do others see you? And then the question is, are those 2 things congruent, right? Because when our work, our careers, and our job are in alignment with our internal and external self-awareness, they're in alignment with our values, our passions, our aspirations, our fit with our environments, meaning our work environment and the things that, like where we actually are physically located, our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, our strengths, our weaknesses, and our impact on others. And this is where the competitive advantage is the issue, is when both of those things are in alignment, that's when the competitive advantage occurs.